Good evening. Today's my topic is AI redefining IQ. At first, I chose this topic because I believed that AI taking human intelligence to another level. It felt like we are entering an era where anyone, anywhere could instantly get fundamental knowledge in any field of medicine, law, finance, and even engineering. Let me give an example. If you feel unwell, you can describe your symptoms to AI and it suggests your possible causes, risk levels, and even home treatments before rushing to the doctor. If you remember, going to the hospital was even riskier in COVID-19. So you are in a legal dispute, AI can break down basic legal principles for free before thinking about hiring a lawyer for a large amount of money. So it felt like AI democratizing knowledge, making sure everyone more capable, educated, and more independent. Until I heard a stand-up comedian saying, "We have the greatest technology, we have the coolest knowledge, and we have the most advanced tools in the history, but it's all been given to the dumbest generation ever." Okay, it might be sound funny until you realize that weight of this statement. And it forced me to think, does having all the answer in our fingertips makes us smarter? And that's when I started looking deeper into what IQ actually is. IQ is often misunderstood as a single number, but in reality, it's a multiple cognitive function working together. IQ contains crystallized intelligence, which means memorizing vocabulary, historical facts, and equations of math, which AI easily can replace it for us. But IQ has also fluid intelligence, which means critical thinking, creativity, and making strategic plans, which AI cannot replace it for us because AI follows programmed logic. So imagine two chess players. One is an AI and the other one is human grandmaster. So who wins? And definitely AI. And every single time, why? Because AI can memorize millions of chess moves and analyze thousands of games. But human grandmaster not only memorize moves. Grandmaster adapt to unexpected situation and think strategically. So, if AI can replace crystallized intelligence, what about fluid intelligence? It's the main thing what makes human unique. And from here, things get interesting. AI designed to remove struggle from learning and the problem solving. But what if exactly struggle is what makes intelligence to grow? So, every past generation had to struggle to learn. And let me share my personal story. When I was second grade, I had ice skating trainings before school, so my parents and the grandparents were all working. So there's no one to pick me up or check if I got home safely, ate my lunch, or was I on time in school. And back then, I didn't even own a phone. But my mom wanted updates if everything is fine with me, which is now, in hindsight, is kind of funny. Like, should I send a signal from my heart to my mom? But somehow I managed it. When trainings ended, on my way to home, I scanned people's face, searching for someone who seemed kind and empathic, and after finding the right one, I would ask them to borrow their phone. And that struggles made me more independent. And back then, now realized that this was a problem solving in action. I had to independently finding solution to my problems. And judging people and taking calculated risks was a critical thinking of 8 years old girl. So I didn't own a phone, so I had to no choice but to memorize my parents' phone number. And fast forward to today, scientists at Harvard found that if our brain believes that information is always available, brain chooses not to memorize it. And but my brain at that time didn't have that option. And this is why I still now remember my grandparents, my parents' phone number. But my own phone number, I still don't remember it. And every single time I need to take my phone and search it if I needed my phone number. So, perhaps this is why at 16 I managed to move not to another country, but to another continent to study, because that kind of challenges shaped my intelligence and they built ability to take responsibility for my own life. Now, let me contrast this with my younger sister. same family, same parents, but grow up in a world smartphones and AI assistants. And guess what? She still cannot go to school alone. And I can give you tons of examples for that kind of context. But the main point I want to make is that AI making life too easy for the next generation. Yes, it's a cool tool, but are we handling this generation? Are we handling this tool? Are we using it right? So it's like giving a child a wheelchair from birth, even though their legs work perfectly fine. At first, it looks cool, like your child moving around effortlessly, never falling, never tiring. But what happens when they try to stand up? Their muscles are weak, their balance undeveloped, and they never had to struggle to learn. But what happens when they try to stand? So, here's gets things interesting. That's why I feel truly sorry for the next generation. Because they didn't decide to born in that AI era. They didn't create an internet where algorithms decide what they believe. They didn't choose they didn't choose to be born in a world where AI can write their essays, where AI can debate their opinions, and even criticize them. So, if we created this reality, it's our responsibility to prepare them for it. So let me share my perspective. We need to change education system. When I say it, I don't mean what government usually do. They just gives more information, already outdated system. I saw this mistake firsthand. In my country, government decided to modernize education system. So we were all excited because finally an update to making learning more fit to the changing world. But what did they do? They just pushed university level content into high school as more depths in the same old subjects make us fit to the changing world. So, but what I mean is we should change education system. We have two main areas we're completely failing to prepare for. The first one is adaptability. Because this is the big skill, because we need to prepare them for the changing world. And the biggest skill will be ability to unlearn and relearn, because the work that kids will have now even exists yet. So that's why we should train them to unlearn and relearn new things. So the second thing is psychological strengths. Our traditional psychological models were built for a world where struggle was unavoidable. But these kids are growing up in a world where AI eliminates struggle before it even begins. So, our approach to mental health is outdated. And we expect from generation to handle failure but never let them because they are afraid of taking failure. So we should educate them how to handle failure and recover from it. So at the end of the day, I'm just a student. I'm not AI specialist, I'm not education reformer, but I'm the part of the generation that had to live with this future. So from my perspective, AI is not problem itself. AI is just a tool, just the same like books, calculators, computers. But the real question is, are we are we using it right? Are we okay, I forgot. So, it's not a debate for just one person. It's a topic to discuss to experts, to education experts and policymakers. If we are not start discussing it now, it could be too late because AI is not slowing down. So the generation is already growing up in this reality. So the real question is, are we ready? Thank you.
Thank you very much.